No, actually, I wasn't going to choose a small school. I actually wanted to get away, get out of Northwest Indiana, go to a big school. I always knew I wanted to play sports. I was always working towards an athletic scholarship of some sort, but I always wanted to go to a bigger school and leave the region. So when this kind of happened, it was different. This wasn't what I was expecting, but I did. I fell in love with the small school environment. I fell in love with the fact of knowing my professors. I fell in love with being close to Chicago, but still in the region, kind of as home, were things that I knew, but could still explore. So in the end, it was the right choice, and I've made some lifelong friends, from being here, and some close friends, and so, for me, it was absolutely the right choice.
And now, after teaching here for 17 years, seeing how the school has changed with athletics, the student body is much younger, the facilities are much nicer, so there's been lots of positive change for Calumet College over the years.
One of the things that we always talk about and the university still talks about is this college family. And when you're dealing with students and you're dealing with individuals, sometimes it takes a village. And I believe Calumet College was part of the village that made me who I am. One of the things that I did was I played college basketball, and so I was able to play ball at Calumet College of St. Joseph, but I was also able to be the president of Student African American Brotherhood. I was also able to be the president of Black Student Union. And so there are times when you're a student athlete, you don't have the same ability to maybe do some of the clubs and organization. And Calumet College of St. Joseph gave me the ability not only to be a student athlete, but it also gave me the ability to lead in clubs and organizations, and being able to do all of those different things while still keeping my grades up gave me the ability to multitask, be multifaceted in the work that I'm currently doing now.
I worked at the Chicago Board's Options Exchange for years, and it was unfulfilling, we'll say that. And I was always looking to find a job, something that would be fulfilling, and they were having a voluntary staff reduction, and so they gave a package, so I was like, this is my chance. So I decided that I would take it, and I knew that Calumet College here, I live here in Whiting, I've lived here almost all my life, and I knew that it was a quality college, and I've heard only good things about it, so I'm like, I'm going to give it a try. So I didn't even know what I was going to get into. I just knew that I was going to come and, try to figure out something. So my very first semester, I had a social justice class, and in that class, we had to do some volunteer work, and I ended up volunteering for a first grade class. And at that time, I had this epiphany. It's like, this is so awesome, because I was able to, I've always, loved working with kids, and I was like, I'm working with kids, and I also do a lot of theater stuff, and I was able to put on a show with the kids. So I was like, this is exactly what I want to do, because I can work with kids, I can do theater stuff. I was hoping that I would find a job to be able to do all that. I graduated in 2006, and I got a job right here in Whiting at Nathan Hale, which is an awesome school. So I'm the theater director there, so I direct the high school plays, I direct the elementary plays, and I'm a second grade teacher by day and director by night. And I love both jobs. It's totally changed my life. And the thing is, Calumet College, if it hadn't been for them with that class requiring some volunteer work, I would have never figured this out, I don't think, so I could have gone to a different college and I wouldn't have figured this out if they hadn't kind of guided me to places. So it's totally changed my life. Calumet College has definitely changed my life.
I used to drive down Indianapolis Boulevard, and I saw it, and I decided I would go in one day. Plus, I decided I would go in and see what was going on there. That's really how it happened. And what I discovered, I talked to this lady about it, and when she explained to me that one of the things that I could do was to go to school and still work, and they had the class that I wanted, which was to learn more about organizational management, because in my heart I knew that I wanted to start the organization that I have right now, which is Indiana Parenting Institute, and I thought that that would be an absolutely perfect course of study for me to go into business for myself. And so it was divine order, if you will, that I wound up here.
I had memories of great instructors here, really wonderful fellow students. My recollection is it really was a microcosm of the area. People from, all walks of life and from all, communities, in Northwest Indiana here. Some great instructors. The priest at the time on campus was Father Mike, and he was ever present, greeting students, when you came into the building, and you'd see him all throughout the day. I was involved with the campus newspaper, Shavings, and for a minute or two I was actually the editor-in-chief as well. But so I did enjoy that. I kind of at one time was thinking about going into like journalism / communications. Ended up taking a different path, but I did enjoy that experience while I was here.
The biggest opportunity for me that came out of CCSJ was professional growth. I was hired working in development as soon as I graduated, and I was offered an assistant basketball coaching position. So that kind of spoke a large amount to my coaches who recommended me, and the people at CCSJ who knew me while I went there and believed in me that I was the right fit for that job. My favorite memories are the people that I've met at CCSJ. A lot of them I'm still really close to, whether they're teammates, people that I worked with professionally, coaches. I was able to form relationships with people that have and will last a lifetime. So I feel really lucky to have met those people and formed relationships, and I'm still friends with a lot of them today. So every year softball does a spring trip, which provided me the opportunity to play in places like Arizona and Orlando. We were able to play at Disney's Wide World of Sports, which was an awesome opportunity.
So I played men's basketball and I played men's volleyball. I was the student that helped start the men's volleyball program as I came in. Andy Jusek, the first athletic director, found out that I played men's volleyball and said, "Hey, why don't we start a program here? You help us get it started?" And I was like, "Absolutely, I will." So that's kind of how that program got off the ground.
I am originally from the west side of Chicago, and I personally had went to a community college. And after that community college, it was a coach that reached out to me and said, "Hey, I know a school that actually needs a point guard. Are you still interested in playing college basketball?" And for me to be eligible to play college basketball, I had to take a summer class. And I was actually commuting from the west side of Chicago. I would take the train, I would take the bus, and then I would get on the Green Line train, and then I would take the Green Line train to downtown, and then I would try to then get over into Northwest Indiana. And I was actually missing class a lot for that summer class. And the professor at the time said, "Here's the train schedule to get to the South Shore. I'm going to pick you up in the morning so you can make it to class once you take the train out here. And then we're going to drop my kids off at summer camp. And then after that, we're going to go to class. And then after class, we're going to go pick up my kids. And then I'm going to drop you back off the train. You better not miss another one of my classes." It was individuals like that that helped me become the person that I am today, and understanding the fact that without that person giving me that olive branch and looking out for me and supporting me at the time when I needed help, I would not be doing the work that I'm doing now. And so I'm appreciative in that space. And that's part of how Calumet College helped me become the person that I am. And a little bit of my story of getting first connected with Calumet College of St. Joseph was that faculty member saying to me, "I'm going to make sure you get to my class, even if I need to pick you up from the train station." I'll just say this. I don't know if it makes the information or not, but one of the main reasons of why I operate in the space and how I operate in my job as the director of student disability services at Cornell University has a lot to do with the work that we did at CCSJ and the way that faculty and staff work with me, and understood that without them giving me that opportunity, without them extending those olive branches, I wouldn't be able to do the work that I'm doing now. And so when I'm in this space, how do I make sure I give back in the same way that others gave back to me for me to be where I'm at? And I think that's just really, really important.
The biggest thing is that the professors there are able to give you a better experience outside of just the classroom due to the small class size. One particular experience that I remember the most is a class with Desla Rossetti, she set us up with the Gary Police Department to write their job descriptions, which kind of happened mid-semester. She didn't expect it, but we got real life job experience in that class my senior year. And that's something that I will never forget.
I really think, my education here laid a really good foundation for me. So, as I said before, I started out as a full-time traditional student. And a couple of years after I started, Vicki and I got married. We were both working full-time, we were raising children, and your lives start to get really busy. So kind of stepped away for a while, was taking classes, maybe one class here, one class there, part-time, and eventually ended up degree completion program and graduated from there. And shortly after getting my bachelor's degree, I got into a master's program at Illinois Institute of Technology and received a master's degree there.
It gives you a sense of pride, So it's something, the skills that I learned in that class is still something that is very active. Once you learn it, then you're consistently utilizing it. And I still have my books, by the way, and that you can utilize that skill in a field that you really like, then it makes it all worthwhile. So I'm still here, and I love it. Another reason that I took the course, I don't know if I said this or not, is because at the age that I did, not only was it a passion for me to get that degree, something I thought about from the time I graduated from high school. I wanted it badly. And the first opportunity that came along for me to do that fit into my lifestyle, then I decided that I would do it. But it's just been, I'm a graduate, I have a degree. And I still feel like that today. I have a degree. So it kind of gives you that little boost to know that you did it, and not allowing any obstacles to stand in your way to keep you from doing it. And it doesn't matter how old you are when you get it. What matters is that it's a goal that you had and you accomplished that goal. That's the part too that's also important for me, because I could have just given up, I could have just said, oh, this will never happen, I can't do it, or we can talk ourselves out of things. And so I didn't talk myself out of it. I consistently talked myself into it, because I had a child, I had nieces and nephews, and I wanted them to also understand that education is an important part of their future.
I'd want to say thank you. I'm grateful for everything that they do, and again, I'm a product of CCSJ and graduating from CCSJ, and I know that everything that they've done has made these opportunities possible for me, and so everything they do is appreciative, and a lot of times I don't get to hear that directly from an alumni who has graduated and benefit from it, but I do appreciate it, and I'm lucky I'm at a point now where hopefully in the future I can start giving back the same as they do, and making it possible for the next generation.